Hey guys, so if you saw the same video title pop up a little bit ago, and there was no audio on it, and then I deleted it, apologies, I have no idea what happened there. But I've never had that happen in 20 years of doing this channel. Hopefully that was an isolated incident, but I'm going to attempt to remember everything I said in my review last time, because even the source file had no audio. It was not a YouTube end thing, so I don't know what happened there. Microphone was plugged in and everything, so that has me paranoid at this point, not gonna lie. So anyway, I went and saw the new Super Mario Galaxy movie, which is the sequel to the other Super Mario movie that came out a couple of years ago. Also, this was now 2 years running of going to the movies on April Fool's Day. Last year, it was that live-action Snow White that I was kind of trolling myself with. This one I genuinely wanted to see, so anyway. I thought it was kind of cool. This was only at, our local theater for this part that had this, but, the community outreach they must have reached out to all of the schools in the area, elementary through high school, and had them submit fan art that was shown before the movie. I thought that was a really nice touch and was so fun, especially as a first-generation Mario fan who used to do Mario fan art as a kid and wrote Mario fanfics and stuff. It did my heart proud to see it go on another generation. That is amazing. And apparently the little girl sitting in the row right in front of me, her mom, the best piece of art in the whole thing, she's like, "Look, there's your art!" And I'm just like, no way, that's so cool. So anyway, but that was just a little aside. Apparently they're also doing a Mario Kart tournament, so they're really into this out here, and I love that for us. Anyway, so this movie, as the name would imply, is very centric on Super Mario Galaxy, which was one of the Nintendo Wii games. There was that, and there was Galaxy 2. I forget which of the games mine came with. I bought my Wii secondhand, and somebody just literally left that in the machine, so I got it as a freebie. So that was literally the first game I played on the Wii when I got mine. So I was very stoked that this time around we get the story of Rosalina, and I wanted to see, is it going to be like the last movie where they took a page from the YouTubers and things that we've pretty much made canon, like the last movie had the Peaches song, and that started out as a YouTube joke, and it made it canon now. So I was like, ooh, are we gonna do it again? They did have a YouTube thing that they put in there, but it wasn't the fan theory about Rosalina and Peach and how they're related. They actually went a different direction than that fan theory, which makes a lot more sense than that fan theory, in my opinion, because the fan theory was one is the other's mom, and I never really bought that one. So, spoiler, it's not that, which only leaves so many options. But anyway, I'll try not to spoil it. Anywho, so Rosalina is basically the mother of galaxies, the mother of stars, as it were, and she has all these Lumas in her castle with her, and she's reading them bedtime stories about Princess Peach and how badass she is and everything, and they get interrupted by this robot that shows up at the door, who then captures Rosalina. Yes, in this movie, it's not Princess Peach that gets kidnapped. No. This is actually a Rosalina gets kidnapped. Sorry, actually, come to think of it, last movie, did Peach really get kidnapped in that so much as... I'm trying to think. The worst part, I literally just rewatched the first one, and I'm like, wait, no, she wasn't kidnapped in that. But, in the games, she always was. In the movies, she's much more proactive, much more kick-ass, and it's still true in this one. This one, she almost makes Mario and Luigi secondary characters, and I am here for it. And honestly, that makes sense to me, because for as much as people run with the whole trope of princesses being weak, little damsels in distress, that's not really what princesses are in reality. Princesses are meant to evoke power and strength. So, frankly, this goes more hand in hand with that, if you think about it. But anyway, I digress. So they made her even more kick-ass in this one, which I love. Especially as somebody who, in any Mario game that ever gave Peach as an option to play as, I always played as Peach. Until Rosalina came along and became an option, then I started playing as Rosalina. I still sometimes go to Peach. I kind of go back and forth between them. Sorry, Daisy. Before Rosalina was a thing, I would go back and forth between Peach and Daisy, but it's mostly been Peach. But anyway, so this one, it's weird. Like, Bowser's not the big bad in this, because if we remember from the last film, Bowser was shrank tiny at the end of the movie, right? They kept that for this one. He is still tiny. He is in a little tiny-sized castle and everything to hold him hostage at this point, keep him out of trouble, keep him out of everybody's hair. And, yeah, that's still a thing until things happen and he becomes normal size again. But he swears his allegiance to Mario and Luigi that if they make him full-sized again, that he'll be on their side for all eternity. Shocker, it's a lie. But anyways, it's Bowser, of course it is. But anywho, all of the advertising made it look like this was going to be a very Yoshi-centric movie, too. Same with the teaser at the end of the last movie. Also not true. Like, they rescue him out of a pipe, and we get, like, a bunch of seeing Yoshi, sure, but he is never really the main focus. He's kind of there. He's almost like their dog. Their dog who is also a dinosaur dragon thing. I'm not sure, is he a dragon or is he a dinosaur? There seems to be some debate on which he is. I'm not sure. I think he's a dinosaur, but who knows. Anyway, so he's kind of just there, which is true of the games too, if you think about it. I mean, he's like a sidekick, but he's never like really the main guy, with the exception of a couple of games. But anywho, so this is another game where like they try to cram in as many references to the different Mario IPs throughout the whole series, all 40 plus years of it at this point, which is nice to see. And this one included a lot of the ones that kind of got forgotten in the first film. The one that really surprised me that they went there was including, like, the villains from Mario 2, which, if you know the whole lore with that game, and how technically it was a borrowed game from, what was it, Doki Doki Panic? And they just reskinned it with Mario characters. That's why it usually gets ignored. It's like a copyrights thing, but for this one, they included Mauser, Birdo, Wart, and, I forget what the crab guy's name is. They included him too, and I was like, holy shit, they did the thing. They actually showed it love. Which, frankly, I am here for it. I am stoked about, because with the exception of, like, Mario 3, Mario 2 was probably my other most played Mario game growing up. So I'm just like, oh, hell yes. But anyway, it was only a single scene, but I don't care. I was still really happy to see it. We had loads of different references to different games. Still not seeing Luigi's Mansion, though, and I have to wonder if this is intentional, because now that's 2 movies, it hasn't really been a thing, and I'm like, is that going to be the plot of the 3rd movie they're already teasing? Oh, I can only hope so. But basically, anyway. So Bowser Jr. is the one that captured Rosalina, right? And Mario made a whole point out of... Bowser Jr. does not hate Bowser. He actually looks up to him so much he's trying to be him, and apparently this melts Bowser enough to go back to being bad, and he wants to, show off for his boy, and then they're a whole thing. Yeah, it's kind of a mess. There's a lot of things that feel a bit mismatched in this one. I mean, in a lot of ways, the first film tried to throw a lot of things at the wall all at the same time and make it stick, but it worked better in that one. Whereas in this one, even though the world building definitely is more impressive, as are the graphics, there's a lot of things where I'm like, did we really need, like, the random T-Rex scene with baby Mario and Luigi, that's both a reference to Mario Odyssey as well as Yoshi's Island at the same time? No. But was it still kind of fun to see? Yeah. We've got little things like Rob the Robot. We've got, like, the, the kind of periscope thing that you would put on the zapper gun. I can't remember if they did Power Glove in this one or in the last one, or if it's just not been done yet, but if they haven't, they should throw it in. But I mean, there's lots of little Easter eggs like that. I mean, hell, I even had Mr. Game & Watch in here. I was like, damn, you dug deep for that one. I respect that. Okay. Like, a lot of people probably don't even recognize what that one is. So, again, respect where it's due. So, loads of things like that. But then there's other things that I question. Are we already running out of ideas of places to go with? Are we testing possible spin-off options? What are we doing here? Because yes, the first film included Donkey Kong, but that made sense because Donkey Kong was technically the first appearance of Mario, even though he was Jumpman in that, but it was Mario. In this one we have, well, last chance to click off for spoilers. 3, 2, 1. If you're still here, you don't get to be mad about spoilers. They have Star Fox and they have Pikmin in this, which neither of these two have anything to do with Mario. It makes me wonder, are we teasing for maybe spin-offs with those getting films? Are we trying to see if maybe we should expand the Mario universe and the Mario movies to include just other game franchises within them? What are we doing? I'm not sure, but I mean, if it's the latter, come on, make it, man. Make it happen. Make my inner 5-year-old scream. Anyway, so... But yeah, it felt very out of place. I mean, they kind of made it make sense, but also not when you zoom out and kind of look at the overall thing of just what this film is. It just felt out of place. It kind of took me out of the, the suspension of disbelief. So that, I don't know. Like, in the moment, it felt fine. I was like, well, this is kind of cool just to see these characters having some type of overlap. Because, I mean, to the best of my knowledge, the only time they've ever overlapped was, like, Smash Brothers. But other than that, it really makes no sense to have those characters in this. But, at the same time, it is Nintendo IP, so they can do what they want. So, fuck it. It's still fun. And they had a lot of tropes from in the games themselves of the way that certain scenes were played out, where it's like, does this make sense from a cinematic standpoint? No. But in the context of the game universe and the mechanics in those games, does it make sense? Yes. Like, even like Bowser Jr. like trying to set up the most impossible thing that there's no way Peach and Mario could ever make it through, and it's essentially him playing Mario Maker in reality. I thought it was cute anyway. But, anyway, it's lots of little things like that where I'm like, a lot of love and dedication to this franchise went into this movie, and I do respect it for that. It's also kind of a darker, heavier, more emotional movie than the first one. I mean, there was even one point where I was like, wow, was not expecting my abandonment issues to get triggered off watching a Mario movie, but here we effing are. Okay, kind of got sidelined by that for a minute. It was brief, but it was like, oh, okay, guess that's a thing. But, but I mean, there was a few points in it where if I had been a little kid watching this would have scared the shit out of me. Watching it as an adult, obviously not, but I'm not going to say what those parts are because this has only been out in theaters a day so far, so a lot of you probably haven't watched it yet. I don't want to spoiler too much here, but I could see where this would freak out a little kid quite easily. And it's hard to gauge that off of the kids that were in the theater because I went to an 11 a.m. showing. There weren't that many people there besides myself. So, I mean, there was like a couple families with their kids and that was it. And they were all behind me, in front of me, except for like one person. So, anyway. But still, there are certain aspects of it, like I said, like the world building and just the graphic design, definitely got an upgrade. But then there's other things about it that I'm just like, is it as good as the first film? Did I like it as much as the first film? Not as much. I mean, I still liked it. I still enjoyed it. I'm not sorry I went or anything. But I don't think it's as strong a movie all around as the first one was, at least in my opinion, as I am entitled to. I would probably give this one like a 3.5, solidly so. Maybe a 4, but at least a 3.5, bare minimum. So, I mean, it's not bad. It's still worth the time of day if you like the games, if you like the series, if you like the first one. If you say no to any of those things, then probably skip this because you're not the demographic for it, and that's okay. There's no shame in that. But, anyway, I liked it. I mean, it did feel like it phoned it in several points throughout where I'm like, I feel like maybe there's too many side plots going on that didn't fully get fleshed out. I didn't feel as immersed in this one. I didn't feel as emotionally connected to this one as I did to the first, which is disappointing because I really wanted to be with Rosalina being in it and everything. I really wanted to be, and the fact that I wasn't able to get as emotionally connected bummed me out a little bit, but it is what it is, so. Anyway, I think I've more or less covered the same ground that I did in the first one. Hopefully I didn't miss anything that was too terribly important. If I did, apologies, but the original version of the video went poof into the ether, at least in terms of the audio, therefore I couldn't use it. So we're going with this one. So hopefully it's okay. Anyway, that's it for this one, guys. So as usual, you guys know what to do. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and like to be, click subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload, leave comments down below. Make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram, my eBay, my Reddits, everything and more. It's all down below. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link as always is down in the description. Get your name card, or get your name on the end card for a month from the time of donating. Anyway, guys, till next time, see ya.